is part two of the workshop. So last week we did part one, all on feeling your emotions, and just a little bit of a recap. Well, and I'll introduce myself a little bit more because there's a few new people on here. So as I said, I am in Miami Beach, and I call myself an emotional freedom coach. So it's all about the freedom of emotions and allowing yourself to feel, because that's what life is really about, is feeling. And when we allow ourselves to feel, it allows that energy to move, and we experience more freedom, then more synchronicities, more manifestations, and more joy. And really, the reason we want anything is because of the feeling we think that we're going to have because of it. And you don't need to wait to feel that. You can feel it now. So, not putting off how it is that you want to feel. And I call myself a recovering perfectionist from corporate America. I have been a CPA, an accountant most of my life, and have a very, very linear brain. And so I spent a lot of my life, just caught up in the thinking, the analyzing, the overthinking, and realized after time, it really built up as anxiety, overthinking so much and trying so hard to control everything in my life, including emotion, to the point where, I pushed away a lot of emotions because at some point, you get hurt or someone tells you you're too sensitive, whatever it is, you kind of stop feeling emotions. And then life gets busy, you get in the corporate world, and it's more about doing and performing than feeling. And so we get back into allowing those emotions and really getting in tune with what we're feeling, because again, that's energy that wants to move, is the emotion. And allowing that energy to move allows you to feel more fulfillment, more happiness. So that's really been my journey, and I'm helping people now on their own journey to freedom, through one-on-one coaching that I work with clients. And then I also have a group that I do. It's a mastermind group. I started this last year. And so it's just kept rolling over. It's been, we get to the end and think, oh, let's just keep going. This is so much fun. We've got such great momentum. So I did 4 masterminds this year. This last one's just wrapping up in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be starting a new mastermind in February, and I'll be sending out more information about that. I don't have the exact start date yet. I'm kind of feeling out some of those things, but I will send out information for that next mastermind. Oh, and tonight too, everyone that's on the call gets registered to receive a free one-on-one session with me. So someone will get a one-on-one session from tonight. Okay. And so also just, a recap from last week. Emotions are energy that wants to move. And when we allow our emotions, they're temporary. And so, that's really part of the thing with getting comfortable with the uncomfortable emotions, is realizing when you feel it, it really actually moves, and it moves fairly quickly. And the more you allow yourself to feel, the easier it is to feel through those emotions and to move the energy. And then that energy starts to move really fast. And you can just like, bam, you feel it and you let it move. And it gets easier and easier. And then when things that are uncomfortable come up, because we're human, it's still going to come up. But we don't get in that contraction and, oh no, I don't want to feel it. Because a lot of times it's the fear of feeling that we push it away. And over time, that builds up, energy blocks. And those are called Sanskaras. That's a Sanskrit word. And we're blocking the flow of energy. And when you block that flow of energy, you're stifling your emotions. And so if those blocks are here, you only feel up to this. And so you might only feel sadness and fear up to this, but you're also only feeling joy and happiness up to here. And I would say I really experienced that. And also my life on the outside looked like it was perfect, it was normal, success and all of those things. But I was like, why am I not happier? Why don't I feel fulfilled when on the outside it looks like I have everything I want? And that's because of those Sanskaras, and you're only feeling up to a certain point. And when you release those Sanskaras, and you can do that through lots of different ways, through meditation, you can do that through energy work, through, that's what I do with clients when we're releasing resistance. We're really releasing those Sanskaras and those energy blocks. And you feel more. It's not about feeling less, it's about feeling more. And sometimes that might be like, oh God, I don't want to do that. But it allows that energy to move, and then you get in the flow. And mastering your emotions is actually about feeling more and allowing that energy to move more quickly. And so it's not that, oh, I'm never going to feel sad again. No, things are going to happen. There's contrast in life, and we're here to experience those things. So the other thing about emotions is to release the judgment of emotions and of yourself. So when you get in those situations, and when you feel sad, or sometimes you're just in a funk, that it's okay. It's really okay. Nothing has gone wrong. And I really like to stress this, because I feel like there's a lot of people that when they start following Abraham Hicks or the law of attraction, they start to feel like, oh no, I can't feel sadness or be in a bad mood because I've just messed everything up, and I'm not going to manifest what I want. And I would say, me included, when I first heard them, I thought, oh, is that what they're really saying? Well, no, it's about allowing those emotions so you can move up that vibrational scale. And so you can spend more of your time and your vibration in those higher vibration emotions. And so when you do dip down, it's a quicker dip. And as you become more sensitive, you notice it more, you notice it quicker, so that when you dip down, you notice it so that you can, release it and come back up. And so that is the thing. It's also that sensitivity is your guidance. So it's your guidance that, hey, whatever you're thinking about, and sometimes we have these looping thoughts that we're not even really conscious of, but that's what the emotions are there guiding us of, that thought that you're thinking really isn't true, and it's not in alignment with you, it's not in alignment with your inner being. And so you get this negative emotion that doesn't feel good, so that then you're more in tune also with your thoughts. You're paying attention to your thoughts and how they feel. And it's about really thinking a better feeling thought, feeling better, feeling better. And it's not going from despair to joy. It's going from despair to hopeful, to relief, to ease, and then moving up. And really that it's that movement up and down the emotional guidance scale. Okay. And so then also when we allow that movement, our natural state is joy and love. So that emotional guidance scale at the top is freedom, joy, love, peace. That really is our natural state. And so I love when Abraham calls it, allowing your cork to float, because Any other emotion really is resistance. And resistance also is when we're like pushing against, we don't want to feel something. And so when we let go of the resistance, again, in these, there's different ways to do it. And we allow our cork to flow and our vibration goes higher, we naturally spend more time in that joy, in that freedom, in that peace, in that love. And again, it's not to say that other emotions are bad. It's just we spend more time in our natural state. Okay. Okay, so that brings me also to the passion. So one of those highest vibration emotions also is passion. And so this is something also in life I thought, oh, I don't really know what I'm passionate about. I kind of envied those people. I was in Landmark for 3 or 4 years. And so I would go to the seminars and the people that got up and talked and they were so passionate about what they were doing. I thought, oh, I would really love to feel that passionate, but I don't really even know what I'm passionate about. And so that's part of this emotional freedom process too. The more you allow your emotions, the more you feel the passion. And passion can be something really simple. It can be about your coffee or, a certain food, or it can be taking walks in nature, but noticing what lights you up. It's really, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of your energy expanding. And that's what's leading you forward. So I also love Bashar's passion formula. And the passion formula is really about following your highest excitement. And the second part of that is without any attachment to the outcome. So if you're passionate about cooking, cook for no reason, not because, oh, I'm doing this to achieve a certain thing. I'm going to, become a chef, or I'm going to make a bunch of money off of it. No, do it because you love it. Do it because you're passionate about it. Maybe your joy and love of cooking is going to bring you to meet other people. Maybe it's going to bring you to meet your soulmate, or whatever it is. Maybe it's going to lead you to something else you're passionate about. But you don't know that, and you don't need to know that. And that's part of intuition too. So when we live in that way of following our passion, paying attention to what lights us up, paying attention to our energy and vibration, that's really that's really when our intuition comes in more too. When we're receiving those thoughts, when we're receiving those ideas, oh, go here, oh, go talk to this person. You might look up a certain thing on the internet, and it might, it's like one thing leads you to another, and there's synchronicity after synchronicity after synchronicity after synchronicity. And it's following that flow, it's following the energy, it's following the passion. And again, that's not to say that, oh, if you live in that way, you're never going to have contrast again. No, you will. But you'll be able to notice it again quicker, and you can, just bounce off that contrast, or it helps you discover more of what you do want. And we'll also get into contrast also. It's helping you have clarity also about your desires, that contrast. So the passion formula, again, Bashar talks about following your highest excitement without any attachment to income, and it's not about, oh, if I find out what I'm passionate about, I'm going to get rich. Like, no, it's not that. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It's about, again, following what lights you up, what gets you excited. Okay. So that also leads me into the inner child. Well, and before we go there, does anyone have any questions or comments about anything I've just went over? Oh, yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I like the idea you mentioned synchronicities. That's a big part of my life now. I had a spiritual awakening back in 2014, and I just got flooded with them. And something changed, and is amazing. I love them. That's what kind of keeps me in that energy state. I say the universe is talking to me about something. I got to figure out what it is.
Yeah, and it's that listening, because if
Yes,
you're not
yes,
listening and paying attention, it's like the
you
universe
do.
is talking to you, but you're not listening.
You got to be doing that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
liked what you said. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, really good. Okay, so that leads me into the inner child. And so some of you may have done inner child work before, and where traditionally a lot of inner child work is going into the past and figuring out what is it, what are my traumas or beliefs. And that's not how I'm approaching this inner child. The inner child is really, it really is the emotional part of you. It's that human part of you. It's the part of you that has the emotions, the preferences, the desires. Because, so if you think of yourself as you have the human part of you that I'm going to call the inner child, and then there's the non-physical part of you, the divine part of you, that's source. And it's really it's really the blending of these two. And so thinking of these as a team, and you may think of, oh, my team is, my guides, my higher self, my spirit, my inner being, whatever that is that resonates with you. You can call it whatever you want. And really it's about being more and more of this blended being. And as Michael was saying, having more and more of these synchronicities and listening. So it's like your inner child listening to your inner being over here, guiding you to all of your desires, because it isn't the inner being. It isn't the source part of you that's telling you, oh, this is what you want. It's the inner child that has those preferences and those desires. And that's what we're going to go into, that childhood. And what lit you up as a child? What kind of hopes and dreams and aspirations did you have as a child that maybe you thought, oh, it's not okay to want that, or I'm never going to get that, so I'm just going to forget about it, or I'm not worthy of that? No, let's bring those back out. Let's bring out that childlike passion and excitement. And again, it can be something really easy. It may be, oh, I really liked to bake, or I wanted to be an astronaut, or fly a plane, or be a baker, whatever it is. Like just being being open, having that childlike wonder, that whimsy. And so that's all part of the inner child, and it's these desires and preferences. And so going back to the negative emotion or emotions that feel uncomfortable, also allowing yourself to feel that and allowing the energy of that emotion to move also helps with clarity, because a lot of times a negative emotion is an unmet desire. And so then when you allow that emotion to move, then, oh, what is it that I really do want? And it could be clarity of, oh, what I really want is blah blah blah. In a relationship, you might get triggered with an emotion. And the old paradigm way might just be to like blurt it out, like, you made me feel this. Well, no, we're taking responsible for our own emotions. No one makes you feel anything. You're responsible for your own emotions. So feel it, let it move, and then, oh, what is it that I do want? Oh, I just wanted them to go on a walk with me, or I wanted them to spend more time with me, or whatever it is, but having that clarity. And then you can tell that person, I really just like more time with you, but not coming at it from that triggered space and you did this and made me feel this way. So there's the desire, having that clarity of desire. And if you think about it as a little kid too, like, they are like screaming and like, okay, what is it that you want? Once they're done crying, okay, what do you want? Oh, okay, well, that's easy. So having that clarity of desire. And again, we're not going to do the digging into the past. We are going to do we're going to do several exercises tonight, but also in the hypnosis that we do, I am going to lead you through a regression to your childhood and even when you're a little tiny baby, and how we're going to do this is using the imagination. So we're not going in and finding, oh, here are the things that really triggered me as a child. No, we're going to go back into the past and we're going to love on that inner child, you as a baby, because when you come into this world as this newborn baby, you still know that you're source. You know how powerful you are. All you have to do is cry and someone comes running. Oh, do you need fed? Do you need your diaper changed? Do you just want to be held? You're so powerful as that baby. And that baby is not wondering, am I worthy? Am I worthy of having some milk? Am I worthy of having my diaper changed? No. As that baby, you expect to have all of your needs met. And you're so powerful, people come running. And people are like, "Oh, you're so cute. You're so adorable." So we're going to go back to that, reactivating that. And your imagination is so powerful. So when you're using your imagination in that way, your brain, your body doesn't know whether it's actually happening or you're creating it. And so the chemicals that are secreted, the reactions in your body, those neural pathways, it's like we're reprogramming. And Denise, I think you shared this, or someone else in our mastermind group shared this also. Someone on Instagram had posted this. Before you go to sleep, imagine your amazing life and imagine things from the past that they were just like you would have wanted them, and being so thankful for it. And that is a lot of the same kind of concept. You're using your imagination and you really are reprogramming yourself. You're changing pathways, you're changing thoughts. So yeah, and it's really fun. So let's see what else I have.
You're mute. You're
Oh, I'm
muted.
muted.
No, Ann is. Ann's
Oh,
had
Anne.
hand up.
I was gonna say, there's a guy online on Facebook that's advertising a book to do these things before you go to bed. It's called The Spiritual Activator.
Ooh, yeah.
And he's gonna be giving workshops.
Nice. Yes.
It's
And
fascinating.
yes. And that's, when your brain is in that, so that's kind of like a hypnotic state right before you go to sleep. So that's why they're saying that right before you go to sleep, do those things, because you're in between that beta and theta when your brain is just kind of more open. That's also why you don't want to like watch the news and like you know, feed yourself full of those the kind of things right before you go to sleep, because that's when your brain is really open. So right before you go to sleep, and then right when you wake up in the morning.
Something I wanted to share too is beyond that concept is when I was in Toastmasters, I did Toastmasters for a year and a half. For a couple of the speeches, I knew what I wanted to talk about, but then I signed up for 2 weeks in 2 weeks to do a talk, but I didn't know what to talk about. And I asked one of the people that goes there a long time, and she said to me, "You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out." So before I went to bed, I used to go, "Okay, God, creator of all, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to, because I needed a week to practice. I needed to write it, but I needed a week to practice. And I've even done that with even my newsletters. Tell me what topic to talk about. I
Yes.
wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and it's like, it's already downloaded in. It's like, I mean, just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. And I have
Yeah.
to go to my computer and write something just so I have an idea. But it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And that's that, you know, that trust and knowing of, oh, because you are connected, and it is, it's just, it's kind of that listening, and that, you know, that's at that time of 4, you know, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, when everyone else is asleep. That's when, you know, that's when those kind of things come. Not that it can only happen then, but yeah, really.
That's the prime time, though.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
it is.
I know it's a little aggravating, but yeah. Then I go, oh, and then I'm afraid I'm gonna forget. So it's like, go write it down. Go write it
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, yeah, really good. Awesome. Okay. Um, yeah. So the other things, I was just looking at my notes on the inner child, is, you know, looking at what dreams did you have? And so just to start thinking about some of those things. Oh, what are some of the things that I wanted as a child? And it can be simple things. You know, did you have places you wanted to travel, or did you just want to have lots of kittens and puppies, or you know, those little things. But those little things are, you know, the variety of life, the spice of life. Yeah. Okay. And something, so I just had this little epiphany aha this week. So I'm in Miami Beach, and I'm a couple blocks from the beach. So as part of my morning ritual, I usually walk to the beach every morning. So, you know, for sunrise or just shortly after sunrise. And the other day, I was standing on the beach. I was, you know, looking, there were just gentle waves. The sun had come up. There were a few clouds in the sky. And then I was noticing the seagulls. And I was just noticing the shape of them and how elegant they looked and how peaceful. And I had this memory that flashed back of, oh, when I was little, I would draw pictures all the time of the ocean, of the little waves in the ocean, the sand, the clouds in the sky, the sun, and I would draw little birds. I was like, this is the scene. And I lived in Nebraska, so we never went to the beach. It's not like I was doing this from memory. I was imagining. And then that moment when I was on the beach, I was like, oh yeah, I dreamt and imagined of this when I was little. And then, you know, and that's the thing, when you have a desire, it's not like when I was little, I was drawing that thinking, how am I going to get to the beach? But over time and traveling, I realized, oh, I really like the beach. I could really see myself living at the beach someday or close to a beach. And actually, Florida was never on my radar of places to live. But through synchronicity, I was working for this person who had a company in Vero Beach and said, stay at this place on the beach. So I was on the beach in the morning and thought, oh, this is amazing. I love the beach here. And then coming to Miami Beach and thinking, oh, I love the energy here at the beach. I think I could see myself doing this. So just through synchronicity and events, it ended up happening, and much later in my life. But and Abraham talks about it as, the vortex, because when you have those thoughts and desires, like they're in your vortex. And then you don't need to sit there and think about, how am I going to make that happen? How is that going to happen? Because your inner being remembers everything in your vortex and knows many, many, many ways that that could come to you. And so it's a lot of times it's when you're not even thinking about it, when you're not even expecting it, when those things from your vortex just pop up and you're like, oh yeah, I drew this when I was little. I've always been, I dreamt about the beach and I've wanted to live at the beach, and now here I am. So noticing those little things of, oh yeah, I did want that. I did put that in my vortex, and now here it is. So that was a little fun synchronicity this week. And we've talked about this a little bit at different times. And it felt like in that moment when I had that realization, it felt like timelines collapsing. So me being my number one version in the current, standing there and seeing that younger version of myself, and even seeing a future version, showing me, oh, here it is. This is how this works. And there are multiple realities, and we think of time as linear, but time is really not linear. And I'm telling you this also because in the hypnosis, we're going back into your childhood. And so going back into your childhood, you may think, well, why would I want to go back to my childhood? It's already done. Well, time is not linear. So when you're going back to your childhood and changing neural pathways, changing energy, it's going backward and forward. And so you can also do this with relationships too. When you think of a person and you think of something from the past in a different way, you will notice it's that energy that changes forward too. And you'll notice a difference. And so that's also something that's really powerful in creation, is that knowing that nothing is static. Nothing is static. Everything is changing. Everything is a hologram. Everything is the dream. It's the dream world. And so there's also that between that awake state and the dream state, what's real, being awake in your dream, and when you're walking around noticing, oh, is this a dream? Oh, I did create this. And you're constantly like reminding yourself, and that's also changing these neural pathways. So we'll be doing some of that in the hypnosis too. And I don't want you to like think about it too much, but there's a lot of things going on kind of in the background, and you don't need to like figure it out or understand it all, but it's just planting these little seeds. And so you're like, oh, it's like you're jumping timelines, and you're jumping versions. Oh, there's this version of myself and that version. Like looking when you're little, oh, there's all these versions of myself. Oh, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a physicist. I want to be a surfer. There's all those different versions of yourself. And there is multiple versions of you spinning off and doing those other things. And then you can tap into that. You can tap into that energy. So, okay, that's fun. Okay. Yeah, and and this is all part of this imagination too, of you're opening yourself up, realizing, oh, time is not linear. There's not just one reality. There's multiple versions of reality. I'm tuning in, tapping into what it is that I want. And you're doing it from the quantum. So, and hypnosis is a great place to do this, because again, it's that, it's that blissful in between state of, you're not sleeping, but you're not awake. And you may drift in and out of sleep, and that's okay, because you're still getting it. And you can listen to this recording of the hypnosis over and over. So with the mastermind group, and each one that I do also, we always do some form of group hypnosis. And I love hypnosis. So usually the hypnosis we do in each mastermind, I create a recording of that itself for everyone. And for myself, I love to listen to it. I've made a habit of taking a nap every afternoon. So a lot of times I like to listen to that hypnosis in the afternoon when I'm drifting off to sleep, because even though you're drifting off to sleep, you're still getting it. And I listen to it over and over and over. And I've worked with clients that, I've made them specific hypnosis recordings for them, and I've heard from them years afterwards, I still listen to that recording once in a while, because it's so soothing. So I love hypnosis. It is very soothing. Okay. Seeing if there's anything else on my notes I wanted to talk about. Are there any questions anyone has, or comments? Let's a show of hands, how many people have experienced hypnosis before? Yeah. And you can raise your digital hand too if you have your camera off. Okay, so not everyone, but most of you. Okay, and really it is, some people are like, oh, am I gonna cluck like a chicken? No, this really isn't that type of hypnosis. That's more for entertainment. But it really is a guided meditation, and it is meant to be very soothing and relaxing. It's very calming to your nervous system. Okay. So
I also wanted to kind of reconfirm the same thing, that I found out that lots of people with their comments, especially if they don't know really and never tried hypnosis, they have some sort of fear, thinking that if they would go and allow somebody to guide them into hypnosis, then they would become like a zombie, which is totally not true.
yeah.
And also, we somehow, majority of people are not aware that we are getting into hypnosis state on our own quite often. Think about when you fall in love with somebody. Every time you meet, especially in the beginning of any romantic relationships, you are under hypnosis almost all the time with that person. And even on your own, whenever you are doing the project or doing something and then feel like you lost of time, or you feel like being lost about what is going on around, because you had been so focused on those things that you love to do. And that is also a state of self-hypnosis. And knowing Amanda for quite a while now, those people who had been studying hypnosis and how to guide other people into that, sometimes even we are not fully aware. You're just using different tools, and sometimes you use those hypnotic tools without even naming them. However, if you even intuitively feel that, oh, that is a good thing right now to add into your practice, and really it was part of hypnosis. So I love it. It helps you to go deeper and resolve deeper issues when you are in hypnosis. Thank you for mentioning that, Amanda.
Thank you. And I saw, did you have something else? Okay. Okay, so before we do the hypnosis, I want to do a couple of exercises also. So I want everyone to close your eyes. And so this will be an exercise in imagination. So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to visualize a lemon. And seeing in your kitchen, there's this lemon on the counter. And you're going to visualize getting your cutting board and your knife, cutting that lemon into wedges. And first, I want you to just feel that on your hands. Feel that skin. Notice you can smell that lemon as you cut into it, the fragrance of it. So you get a little bit of oil from that lemon skin. And then I want you to take one of those lemon wedges and put it in your mouth. Maybe putting it all the way in or just the front of your mouth and squeezing out that juice. Tasting that on your taste buds, tasting that sourness. Maybe it's a little bitter. Maybe you can even detect a little bit of sweetness. And noticing what happens in your body, noticing that you're having a reaction in your body, noticing if your mouth is salivating, if you feel a little puckering in your lips. Your body is reacting to that imagination as if it's real. Good. And now I want you to put down that wedge of lemon. And I want you to think of your favorite baked good. Maybe it's cookies. Maybe it's a cake or bread. But imagine that baking in your oven right now. And just take a deep breath, smelling that aroma. Maybe even opening the oven door, looking at it, feeling the heat rising out of the oven. You can feel that heat on your face. Smelling that smell. Maybe you can feel that your mouth salivating. Maybe you can feel that a little bit in your tummy. Good. And again, remember, this is just your imagination. And then I want you to picture a beach. Your favorite beach, maybe somewhere you've been or maybe somewhere you want to go. I want you to picture that you have bare feet, maybe even looking down, seeing your feet, walking on that sand. feel that breeze on your face. Maybe feeling your hair being blown back, the warmth of the sun on your skin. Hear those waves, smelling that salty ocean air, hearing the birds. Really good. And notice all of your senses being engaged. Just by using your imagination, your body is reacting. Your brain is secreting chemicals as if you're on that beach. Really good. Okay, so I think this is a really good way. We'll just lead into the hypnosis from here. So if you want to do anything else to get comfortable, making sure you're in a quiet space where you can just relax and be undisturbed. The hypnosis will probably be 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll come out and see if what people have to share. Everyone looks cozy and comfy. So I want you to start first by taking some deep breaths and feel your breath in your body. Feel that air coming in through your nose, going down your throat, your lungs expanding, your belly expanding. On the exhale, that air coming out through your nose. And this is a deep belly breathing. And this belly breathing relaxes your nervous system even more, relaxes your body, sends a signal to your brain that you are safe, you can relax, and just enjoy. And with every breath that you take, it takes you deeper into this relaxation, deeper into your own subconscious. And now, with your eyes closed, I want you to roll your eyes up as if you're looking into your forehead, or even maybe you could see the back of your head. And as you do this, you may feel your eyelids fluttering. And this is an even more relaxed feeling coming upon you. And take another inhale. And as you exhale, letting your eyes relax. Letting your eyes relax. We're letting the nerves around your eyes completely relax, unwinding, letting go of any tension in the forehead. Nothing to think about or figure out, just relaxing. Relax your temples and your jaw. let that relaxation move down your neck, your shoulders unwinding, relaxing down your back, down your arms, your forearms, your hands, and all the way out through your fingertips. And sending this relaxation down your spine. Every vertebrae just completely relaxing and unwinding. Your chest and stomach, your hips, all the way down through your legs and out your feet and toes, your whole body completely relaxed. And now I want you to look down at your feet and notice that there's a path underneath your feet. And there's this winding path that you're following. And with every number I count, you'll take another step on this path. And with every step that you take, you go deeper into this relaxation. And you start with this step 7. You take this step 7. And you're feeling this drifting and floating feeling in your body. That's so relaxing. You notice your feet again and you take step 6. And you're feeling so blissful. This place between being awake and asleep. You take that next step, step 5, and you're going deeper into this awareness of yourself. Going way down deep into your subconscious. You take that next step, step 4, and you're feeling lighter and lighter. Like you could even float up. And you take step 3. You're noticing your breath even more relaxed, even deeper. You take step 2. And your whole nervous system is completely relaxed. And you take step 1, and you're now at this deepest state of relaxation. So relaxed, so comfortable. And you're still walking on this path. You're walking on this path, enjoying the scenery, noticing the plants and the animals. And up ahead is a house. And this house is where there is a younger version of you inside. You're going to visit yourself as this version of you as a baby. So you may see this as the house where you grew up, or you can imagine this house to be anything you want. Maybe it's a white house with a white fence. Maybe it's a cottage. Whatever you want it to be. And you get closer to this house. you know, right in front of that door, and you reach out your hand and open that door. And you walk in, and there's a room. There's a room with a cradle, and there's a baby. There's a baby lying there sleeping. And you recognize this baby because it's you. It's you as this newborn baby. And you pick up the baby, holding it in your arms, so lovingly, so tenderly. And you can smell that baby. You can smell that baby skin, maybe brushing your cheek on its head, feeling the softness of its skin, hearing that little baby noise. Maybe it's a cooing. And holding that baby so lovingly, so tenderly. And noticing all the love you feel for this baby, for this younger version of you. This is you holding you. And you whisper into that baby's ear how much you love that baby, how they're so cherished, so adored. And you let that baby know how powerful it is. You're so powerful that you are source. You are the creator. You have all of your needs met, and you can have everything that you want. Everything you want is there for you. And you will remember this. You will remember how powerful you are and that you are the creator. Everything in this reality you are creating with your thought, your intention. And you're worthy of everything that you want. And you give this baby another big hug, holding it so closely, so tenderly, this unconditional love. And you let this baby know it's such a beautiful, bright, brilliant light. So magnificent. Shining this light, shining this pure, bright, blissful energy. And you notice the baby smiling back at you, saying, yes, yes. You know that it understands. There's this collapsing of these versions, this version of you as this newborn baby, this current version of you, and even future versions of you. And now I want you to place that baby back in the cradle. And we're going to go to another timeline. And this is you as a toddler. So you go into another room in this house, or you could even go outside if you want. And noticing that version of you as a toddler. Playing your favorite game. Maybe you're with friends. Maybe you're by yourself playing. Notice what you liked playing with. What lit you up? What were you passionate about? And then you walk over to this younger version of yourself. And you take this younger version of yourself by the hand. And you let them know, I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to tell you something. I'd like to tell you, you can be, do, have anything it is that you want. You are so special. You are so worthy. You are a magnificent being of light. You're such a powerful creator. And you can see that younger version of you looking up at you with that recognition, wondering, you look familiar. I think I know you. And you smile to yourself, knowing that this is you looking at you. These different timelines collapsing all into one another. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Good. And now give that younger version of you a big hug. And then I want you to go to another scene. Another scene of you, your younger self, and around the age of between 7 and 9. And this younger version of you, notice what it is that they dream about. What do they dream about being? What do they dream about wanting to do? What lights you up at this age? What are your preferences in food? What do you love? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal? And asking that younger version of yourself, if you could have anything you want, what would you want? And then listening, whatever that is. And you let that younger version know you can have it. You can have it. You can have, be, and do whatever it is that you want. And you might notice what that younger version of you says. And you reassure them, yes, yes, you can. And you take that younger version of you and you have the best day ever. Going where they want to go. Maybe you want to go to an amusement park. Maybe it's to the movies. Maybe it's to ponies or swimming. Having your favorite food. Maybe it's ice cream or pizza. Whatever you want. Notice that, just having the best day. Notice those emotions, feeling so appreciative. Notice that joy, that wonder, that delight. Isn't it wonderful? And saying, yes, yes. And you let them know to keep dreaming, keep imagining, keep your mind open, your thought. Notice what you do want and know that you can have it. You're so powerful. You're so worthy. All of the things you want. And feel into that. Feel those feelings. Feel that feeling of joy, of the happy, of the contentment, whatever it is. And then I want you to give that younger version of yourself a big hug, letting them know how much you love them, knowing how cherished, adored, and appreciated they are. And then coming back into this current version. And now with this current version, I want you to imagine a future version of yourself. And this is a version of you that's wiser, has more experience. And this future version of you wants to let you know in this current version how wonderful you are, how amazing you are, how magnificent you are, that you're this brilliant, radiant being of light, and how worthy you are. And then I want you to lean in and see if this future version of you has a message for you. Something specific for you, or maybe even a gift, symbol or a sign. And listening, noticing. And I want you to thank this future version of you. And then I want you to notice all of these different versions of you on these different timelines, collapsing them all into one, integrating all of this energy, knowing that you have changed, you have shifted backward and forward. You have shifted realities, you've quantum leaped. You're so powerful. And you can do this over and over and over again. You're doing this all of the time. Shifting your reality by tuning into different vibrations. And in this moment right now, you can tune in to a vibration, this highest vibration, tuning into passion, what lights you up, And you can even just focus on the feeling of it, the passion, the vibration. And that you notice as you go throughout your day when you feel this. When you feel this resonance, when you feel yourself being lit up. And it is this guidance, and you're saying, yes, thank you. Yes, more of this, please. Isn't it wonderful, this passion that I feel inside, this guidance? And knowing that this is from you, this is from yourself. You are giving yourself this signal. You are source. You are the creator. You are so powerful. You are so magnificent. You are this radiant being of light. And take a few moments breathing deep into that, feeling that light, feeling that radiance, knowing that passion within you, that imagination, and that there's always more. And letting all of this sink in and integrate, knowing that as much benefit as you've now received from it, this will keep expanding and expanding and expanding, getting better and better and better. And now if you're listening to this later at night, you can allow yourself to drift off into a deep sleep full of amazing dreams, letting your imagination soar, letting yourself tune into that vibration, following your dreams, experiencing that desire of your dreams, the having of it, the experiencing of it. And now I'll count back from 3 to 1. So at the count of 3, you're remembering this wonderful experience and carrying all of this forward with you. On the count of 2, you're remembering your radiant being of light. And on the count of 1, you're integrating it all, waking up refreshed, feeling amazing. Oh. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds, make sure everyone's back. Looks like a few people, Shabangi, Michael. Okay,
It was so good.
good.
Like,
Yes, we went on quite a journey. That was fun. That was a fun unfolding, all the different versions. Yeah. Does anyone want to share what they experienced? Did you have any visuals or a message that you want to share? Did everyone get a message? And even if you didn't, knowing it was there, it might come to you later, like in a dream or even an awareness at some other time. Yeah. Really good. Denise.
Okay, I will share my message. Thank you, Amanda. That was amazing. And I don't know if you're going to be sharing that recording of just that part, but that'd
Yeah.
be so good
Yeah,
to
that's
listen
kind of
to
why I did the
again.
2 endings too. So I usually make a nighttime one. You can just drift off into sleep.
That was really great. And my message to from my younger self to my older self was, you can have or do anything you want. You just have to focus on what you want and
Mhm.
it will happen. Like,
Yes.
like no big deal at all. Just like
Yes.
you can have whatever you want
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
whatever you want. Yeah. And
Yes.
do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
was really fun.
yeah. And it really is that simple when we allow it. It's like that realization, oh, I can. I'm the only thing getting in my way is myself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Really good. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember what I don't remember when we asked the question, but I remember an awareness coming that do whatever you want, like stop justifying, like stop looking for permissions. Just do whatever you want, whatever feels good.
Yeah. Really good. Amazing. Yeah. Hmm. Yes. Oh, Rebecca, do you have something?
I'm not sure what I'm feeling. I'm feeling really weird. I'm dizzy actually. So I don't know if it's like the falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep, or whatever, right? And I'm very tired. But I might have to do this a couple times because I do remember feeling a lot of things, but I feel, and I think maybe this is imposed on myself, when I was gonna get something or there was something coming, like I will block it or I will like replace it with something else or think about something else. And then it will be like, oh, what was that? Or oh, I missed it kind of thing. So again, I'm feeling a little confused, a little weird, very dizzy. I might need to do it a couple times because like, I'm like, what did we just do? Is one of those that is like, wait, what just happened?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And we did go through a lot of different scenes. So it might have just been like, yeah, you're kind of in and out, like, wait a minute, where am I? And that can happen when you're kind of like drifting in and out. Yeah. And that's why I love to the recording. And I noticed that, especially when I first started, listening to hypnosis, you'll notice as you listen to it multiple times, like, I don't remember hearing that before. And that's how you're in that in between state. So you're just kind of drifting in and out. And there's not ever a right or wrong. You're getting, whatever is meant for that moment. And again, you can do this over and over and over. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of feelings. It's weird, but I have a lot of feelings. No clarity yet, but I'm sure it's there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I remember the first time we did a hypnosis like this in the mastermind, and we focused more on the little baby, giving it love. A lot of people said also they were very emotional, like just brought to tears of just feeling that love for that younger version of themselves. So that could be part of it too, of just
I was about to add that I got emotional, start bawling my eyes, like I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on. Just when I was holding the baby, I don't know why. But
Yeah.
my older self said, "You'll be fine. Just keep going."
Yes, yes. So good. Yes, thank you for sharing. So good. Okay. Well, I will have the recording available. And then I'll also make a special, just specific recording of the hypnosis so that you can go back and listen to the hypnosis at any time. And I have had special music made for me by James Fellows. I just want to give him a shout out. He plays the piano and composed some specific music for me to add to hypnosis, and it's really, really lovely. Again, I listen, I make these and then I listen to it all the time because I feel like it's so soothing to me too. And I can, I can feel those shifts. And it's, you could just listen to it once, but I feel like I get, always getting something out of it. And I'll also send out some information about the next mastermind coming up. And if you have any questions about the mastermind or one-on-one coaching, please reach out to me. I'd love to have a discussion with you, or even if you just want to chat, that would be great. Thank you all so much